Hola,
See.
mamacitas and poppies. Episode 1. One. We're trying to get this in the books. So this is a big deal. What are you drinking?
Water.
So when he walked in, I asked him, was that water? And he said, we'll go with that. So we're just going to keep going with that for the rest of the night. Got you.
I'm the healthy one.
You are the healthy one. Okay. All right. So the name of the podcast is Apartment 408. Apartment 408, the podcast.
The podcast. You gotta remember that part. The podcast.
It's Apartment 408, the podcast.
See.
Okay. So for episode 1, we're just going to introduce ourselves and then kind of give you some background on why we chose the name. It's
You know why this is weird?
Why?
Because I'm talking to you, so I want to look at you, but I feel like I should be looking at the camera.
You give it a little bit of attention. You don't got to keep looking at it.
Okay, this is
But
weird.
it's engaging. We're engaging.
To who? Listeners,
Yeah.
people,
Watchers. All of the world of YouTube.
the entire world
The
watching.
entire world is watching. So just engage just a little bit. We don't have to do it.
Our world.
Awkward. He'll get used to it. So yes, like I was saying, we're going to basically be explaining how we came up with the name Apartment 408, the podcast, and it's just an introduction to us. So I'm Lex,
I'm Tom.
and we are best friends. We've been best friends like 15 years,
32.
16 years maybe.
15.
Okay.
We'll go with 15.
We'll go with 15.
Yeah.
We'll go with 15.
It
We'll do
sounds
15.
better.
I'm
It sounds
30.
Half your life.
Half my life. Yeah.
Damn, young Jones.
My nigga. Okay. So we've been best friends for about 15 years with we just calculated with Tom's amazing math skills. So we want to start off with how we met. So we were kids. Now he remembers meeting me at a way younger age than I remember.
Yes, because I have an amazing memory of childhood. The shit now is a blur.
It's
My
trash.
childhood is impeccable. Like,
And I do not remember not a single day that he speaks of.
and you like to forget when you were a bitch, because you were like a big one.
That was a big one.
Big one.
Okay,
Still
well,
proud
whatever.
of it.
You know, I think that if I put that in my past, then I just put that in my past, and we should just leave it where it's
No, I'm here to remind you.
at. I'm cool with that. So, Tom's account of how we met, I was much young. We were much younger,
Yeah, we were really young.
like much younger. What did you say? Like 6?
I would say around that time. I think we probably like in the 6th area. You know. 'cause
Okay.
We are a few years apart.
We are,
so-
yeah. And according to him, I was a bitch at 6.
Yes.
So, I put that life behind me, I guess, so far so that I don't remember that. I don't remember.
You were a bitch at 6 when we were just friends like the day before. We played together like the day before.
And then the day
And then
after,
the
I
very
was a
next
bitch.
day you were being a bitch.
I can believe it because I do remember. I remember how bitchy I was.
And I was like,
Taken aback, just appalled.
Clutch
Who
my
is this
pearls.
little bitch? I'm sure I was. I don't discredit his story.
it's true.
I believe him. I don't remember it. However, I remember age 15.
When we re-met.
Yeah, like I remember
Our re-meeting was your original meeting.
was my original meeting. Yeah.
But you say age 15, right? But do you
Well, no. I remember meeting you before then because he was friends with my brother. So we became friends at age 15. But I
Yeah.
do remember meeting you before then because you used to hang with my brother.
I wasn't just friends with your brother. Your brother is my brother.
Yeah, my brother's his brother.
More than yours, but whatever.
Yeah, okay, right. That's true. That's true. That's true. My dad is my dad, but this nigga apparently is my dad's kid too somehow.
Because I'm just lovable.
And that's fine. But I remember meeting you with my brother, probably around like 12, 13,
That makes sense. So you like,
but not just like that's the boy that my brother hang with.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we didn't even, I would speak, maybe.
No, we didn't speak to.
I probably didn't even really speak to him.
No, you were always a bitch.
I still was a bitch. Not much had changed in that 6 years.
Nothing at all.
Okay, so whatever. You were just a boy that used to hang with my brother.
Yeah, and I wasn't a star I am now either. That's probably why. You know what I'm saying?
If I met you today, I would have never forgotten you.
Yeah, I didn't quite blossom at that moment.
Okay,
you know?
I see it. I feel like you. Okay, that's fine.
I was a button rules, you know.
You were, yeah. Okay, I'll take that. Whatever. Anyway, and then fast forward to
15.
Summer
of 06.
Summer 2006. No.
Yeah.
Yes. Summer 2006. Yes, you is the one. Summer 2006. Okay. 18th Street. So we Erie Ave. Okay.
Born and raised.
Born and fucking raised. You understand what I'm saying? Erie Ave nigga. Erie Ave bitch. Period. So 18th Street was lit in Erie Avenue.
Yeah.
18th and Erie was lit all the time.
We had that shit wobbling at that time.
And my block, the people used to call it like the Poconos, literally directly next door.
Yeah, right.
Like we could
see
we could see each other's backyards. Like if I went out my back door, I could see his back door, but the blocks were different.
Yeah, like y'all was like the suburbs of Erie Avenue. Like I still like it's still like that now. Well, no, it's different now.
It's
like,
different now.
It's a bunch
that
of
block
fucking,
is trifling.
Yeah. But Chip Block, we used to talk about the shit all the time. Like y'all street sparkle.
It did.
That was the only block in Erie. Like y'all street sparkle.
Like the glass in the street sparkle.
Made the block sparkle, yeah.
And we had so many trees. It was always shady. Our block parties was fucking lit. Like
y'all was
it was, yeah. Like our block was.
Then you come to 18th Street.
Our block, and then you come directly next door. And it was like.
It was abandoned houses. It was fucking halfway houses. The crackheads raised us for.
Yeah.
You know, like a fiend told me how to ride.
But we wanted to be on that fucking block.
Cause we made that shit wild.
We wanted to be on that fucking block. So summer 2006, I started going around 18th Street, and I had already knew everybody on the block, but we weren't friends. Like I knew who you were, but we weren't friends. But I was cool with everybody else on the block. All of the, because the other boys were my age.
Not really?
Well, not the old heads were my brother's age. And then the other boys were my age, and then you were that middle.
No, not really. Most of the guys on my block, we were the same age. Just only a few of them know your age. Like you had like G.
We can say G.
Yeah, we can say his name. Rest in peace. But everybody was my age. We were all the same age.
All of the dead guys were my age. They're all dead now, I feel like.
Not all of them. Whew. Yeah.
Wow, that's a wild. Okay.
That's a tough cookie.
That's a tough cookie to think. It's definitely something to think about, which is a planned episode.
Yeah.
So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Then we can like post that thing that says, well. If this ain't the bridge.
Then I said I
cross when I get there.
All right, let's get back on track.
Okay, back on track. So, summer 2006, I had already knew everybody else on 18th Street, and I started going around there because I had gotten a friend. One of my girlfriends she moved on 18th Street. She was the newest person on 18th Street. Everybody else was raised there, and they had moved there when she was like 13, 14. So she was like newer. But we had classes together in school. So we got cool in school, and then she lived on 18th Street.
No, but didn't y'all get cool after that summer?
No. She started, we went to grads, Bulldog, shout out. She was in grads in 9th grade.
In 9th?
And we only had one class together. We wasn't even in the same academy. So grads is set up in the academies. We weren't in the same academy, but somehow ended up in the class together.
I still remember a person was telling, like, when she first moved on by, he was like, oh yeah, watch
it
out
probably
for her.
was like middle of the school year or something, but I knew her going into the summer, and that was the summer that I was going into 10th grade. So I knew her already.
Okay.
So yeah, it might have been like middle of the school year or whatever, but we had one single class together, but she was cool as shit, straight fucking savage.
No, that was my game.
Okay, straight savage. Not a bitch like me.
Not a bitch like you.
Sis
Only
wouldn't
one
say
person
shit,
has ever been as bitchy as you.
but on fucking go. Yeah, that's her other best friend. We'll talk about it.
You know, bullshit.
But
I feel like I should talk louder. Am I talking loud?
you should talk louder.
I don't know how to. I'm gonna try.
Just try. So I had a friend on 18th Street, so I was around there more often because it wasn't that many girls on 18th Street at all. 18th Street full of niggas. And she was, you know, the girl on 18th Street, so we was hanging out a lot and being around there, and they would play spades. The guys would play spades till the wee hours of the night. Like, I'm talking start in the afternoon. Like, they came outside 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they went in the house 3 o'clock.
Sun up,
At
actually.
the tables. Yeah, sun up sometimes.
When
Yeah.
the sun came out, that's when we was like, all right, we probably.
Holding card tables on 18th Street, just playing spades. So,
We played penny.
well, yeah, they played stuff, but
yeah,
like spades was the thing.
It. Spades was it.
Spades was the thing. And I wanted to learn. So we started coming around the tables and stuff. And then I was already kind of cool with everybody else, but it kind of just started the conversation or whatever. But we just clicked.
And that was after, you saying, the butt had blossomed. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was somebody to notice at that time.
He no longer looked like that boy that be with my brother. Okay, like he became.
I wasn't just that boy. I was that boy.
He was the boy.
Yeah. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. Okay, so he blossomed. He started blossoming. He's well into high school now. He getting bitches or whatever. He's a cool as shit. Like always been cool as shit. But I didn't know because he was the boy that be with my brother. I'm not hanging out with the boy that be with my brother. Okay. Anyway, they were playing cards all the time. And I wanted to learn how to play spades because they had a fucking ball literally from the time they came outside until the time that they decided to get the fuck up and actually go to sleep.
Every day.
Every single day. Every single day. So, we kind of just clicked. Like, it just was like...
Quick, too. I feel like, and I think you might have kind of skipped past this, but I feel like tragedy brought everybody together.
Yeah.
So that was the summer that G
died. Yeah, so that's his cousin. And me and G probably were in the same class from kindergarten till the day he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. So that summer brought a lot of
that summer brought a lot of people.
People like I said, just like you, like I grew up with all those.
Right. Yeah.
But we didn't really chill like that.
Yeah.
After like elementary school, I wasn't around them.
Mm-hmm.
I was more so down north than anywhere, or
Right. Yeah.
But when that summer
hit, that was bad.
Family became family again.
Yep. Yeah.
And what can you say? I'm saying damn. We on Sunflowers, We the Roses.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
Everybody came back.
Everybody came back. So that was the beauty of it all.
So that was the beginning.
Yeah.
We went back to school.
And then we went back to school, and I could not leave him alone.
At all.
It was like I wanted it to still be summer so fucking bad.
You ruined so many naps for me. I swear.
I would go to his classes.
So many.
I would anything, like it's between classes. I'm not even like rushing to get to my class. I'm going to his class. Like I have to go and see Tom. What is Tom doing?
I mean, you ruined so many naps.
So yeah, I don't know. It was like inseparable from then on. It was just very, very weird.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of gang shit from then on.
Yeah. So that was the meeting process. We've been through a whole lot now that you become adults and things happen.
Yeah, life kept lifing.
Life kept fucking lifing. But he's really my best friend. Like
she's alright.
I would like lose it. I lost him for a minute, and I was like losing it.
That was your fault.
Yeah, that was on me, but that was definitely the realization, like, you cannot not be in my life.
Yeah, just another thing. I stayed solid the whole time.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay, yeah. So I fucked up. Okay, players fucked up. All right.
I'm just glad it's
But
recording now.
but that realization of like how affected I was by like just not having him around was just like, it kind of just solidified. You know what I mean? Like, not that I didn't know before, but it's like when you're forced to be away from something and you see how you kind of like, I don't need, you know what I mean? You understand? Like, I don't need a single fucking soul. I got this, but
I live my life that way.
But it is very rare that you find people that you consciously decide you rather not live without. Like, if you have to pick people that you just absolutely do not want to.
I like that choice of words because, probably because my mind ain't what it's supposed to be. So like the need thing, that always like, I don't need you. Like,
I don't need anybody. You know what I mean? Like, you can
yeah.
survive without. We're
Yeah.
human, so we fuck up, but we're human, so we're naturally built very resilient. I do not want to live life without Thomas.
Yeah.
So our bond is strong. So that's how we met.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can get to the growing up, because we met at a very, very young age, and then we're in our 30s now. So the process of
a lot has changed, but a lot has stayed the same.
yes, and where we discovered
where we continued our blossoming.
Where we continued our blossoming was
I like that word.
was apartment 408.
So your apartment
Yes.
that you got at a very young age.
19 years old.
At 19. So I mean, I was 21.
Mm-hmm. Disgusting.
Yeah.
This was a bad time.
So yeah, we were in our. Let's use vulgar. We were in our most vulgar states.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
There was nothing. We were down for everything.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way to explain it. We were down for everything.
For whatever.
Like.
That was.
And
fun.
then. Yeah, we were down for everything. Then like, you got your own house.
Why would they give me my own house? Shout out to my mom, because
That scared me laughing.
shout out to my mom because I wanted to move out. Oh my gosh. I wanted to move out. And she was supportive of it. I had a child at a young age. So I had already had my son.
Already was in the streets.
I was already in the streets. Shut the fuck up. Why would I repeat that? I was not in the streets, okay? I was for that man. But I had a child at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom, while she didn't want me to move out and she was scared, like, you know, I was still a teenager. And it's scary,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, your child is leaving. And I had started the process of moving out, like, weeks after I turned 19. So I wasn't even, like, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't even sure if it made sense.
Life put you in the position in which you had to be groomed, but we learned or found out later on that you're not grown at 19.
Yeah, not grown at 19.
You're fucking
And
baby.
it took me getting my apartment, but I will shout myself out too, because
You made it happen.
I made it fucking happen. I stayed in that apartment until I purchased a home. So, but the shout out to my mom was because shout out to me. Okay.
To you and Harry Tubman.
So the shout out to my mom was because though she was nervous about me leaving, she had my back like none fucking other. My mother
is golden.
My mom is golden. My mother went without furniture in her house so that my apartment could be furnished the day that I walked in. She gave me her entire living room set. Didn't have one purchased, didn't have a delivery date, nothing. She didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Her living room was bare the day that I moved into her apartment. Also, she made sure that her husband, and shout out to my sister too, she made sure that my move-in day was seamless. I had just gotten a new job, and it was like my second week at the job, so I couldn't take off or anything like that.
I remember that because when his Mansour.
Yes.
I remember when when I got off.
R.I.P. Mansour, my
R.I.P.
stepfather
OG.
had passed away too.
That's my guy.
That was my guy.
You know, I knew Mansour since.
Yes, okay, yeah, since you was a buck, but he was an 18th Street nigga too.
Yeah.
Us Bouvier Street bitches couldn't stay off of him.
He said,
what can you say?
Anyway. But yeah, I remember getting off, and I came right to your apartment to help, and I remember I got there, Mansour was like, all right, the man's here, I can take off. No, finish what you were doing, sir.
What you were doing. But my mom made sure, and then I had people like Tom helping me out. I couldn't even be there on my moving day because I had just started this new job, and I had to be at work. I didn't have a car yet, so I'm on the bus. You know what I mean? Only God knows how long it's going to take me to get home. But the entire moving day, gang moved me in. You know what I mean? And when I came home, all I had was my own shit to unpack. They had set up my living room for me. It wasn't like they bought the couches and the coffee table in and just placed it there. It was like, this makes sense over here. We should place this right here. It'll look really nice over here. They hooked me the fuck up. So
that's family for you.
That's family, and I love it. It's another reason why I don't want to live life without Tom. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying it because then y'all gonna think some weird shit. Anyway, but moved into apartment 408.
What's
and that's
weird about
when,
your unconditional love for me? What's weird?
It's nothing weird about it. I just don't want people to think that I like you.
Yeah, that's not it.
It is not romantic. You don't gotta make the face. It is not romantic. I just want it to be understood that it's not romantic. That's it. And I don't know weird shit, and I like pressuring it so people think that it is something, even though we keep saying it's not. But it's really not romantic.
We don't keep saying anything. I have never worded it up.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, that's family for you. They really hooked me the fuck up. Once I was in apartment 408, that's when the shit started. Parties, game nights.
When was it?
Every Friday. It literally was like tradition.
It was like, it'd be like, oh, Friday, oh, y'all coming over? Yeah, and then like it go from just 3 people hanging to a fucking
house
full party, and then
nobody went home.
Yeah, nobody went home. And first of all, no telling what happened. The things that happened that night was like, whoa. And then you wake up and shit like it's like a lion pride. You wake up, it's
stepping over people.
Yeah, and motherfuckers wake up go back to the bottle. What's for breakfast? Somebody start cooking like that shit was the Playboy Mansion or something. It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I had no business at 19 years old, and
I'm surprised you could possibly be like the godmom to like at least like 75 kids. Cause babies was made there. Babies had to be made there. It was wow.
They had to be made there. There was I know, right? Because I want y'all to understand how crazy it was.
It was ridiculous.
And we were so very responsible.
Yeah.
Because my house got cleaned up.
Every day.
Every time. People help wash dishes. If it was too many people for the amount of eggs that I had, like somebody that was there that night went down the street to get more eggs, like.
Yeah, like we had a community.
It was like a community. Yeah, like if you came into apartment 408 and got fucked up, you were a part of our community and you were welcome back next Friday.
Tribe, yeah.
And everybody.
And the tribe kept getting bigger.
And the tribe.
We lost people along the way.
Yeah,
but the tribe
it grew. It's something that you just had to be there for.
Because it was not only like
really
it was only not only debauchery, but it was classy debauchery. Like, cause I've never, mostly never, No, I don't go with never. I've never been to a place like or been in the atmosphere when it's like it's so much intelligence and so many like the conversations were fucking ridiculous, but we were doing the hoodest
the
shit.
Most ratchet
It's
shit.
like we were like it was
shooting dice and discussing religion.
Yeah, that's exactly that was Apartment 408. It was like. Yeah, like we all intelligent. Most of us in college or college graduates, or you know, we were doing shit. Even like, cause like I dropped out, but we were doing shit. Yeah, you know, shit happened. But we were doing shit with our lives, like, but and we bought that, and we showed, and we bought that, but we was still a bunch of niggas from the area,
niggas,
a bunch of motherfuckers from Nicetown. I mean. Down, they said like we was definitely the hood. It was definitely the hood,
niggas, but it was
nothing. But we was the hood niggas who was trying to be the good niggas.
Yeah, I like that too.
It was experience.
Hood nigga, but good nigga. I'm getting that on a pocket tee. I love a pocket t-shirt. But yeah,
Coming
so
soon.
Okay. But yeah, that definitely describes it. Like the amount of intelligence that was inside of Apartment 408 on a weekly basis was phenomenal.
My homie just said to me the other day, because he just came home, whatever. Older dude. He was like, damn, all the people, because he asked about you, he asked about a few other people, whatever, you know, because he only been home for like maybe a few weeks or whatever, probably a month, neither here nor there. But he was like, how the fuck ain't none of us millionaires yet? I'm like, what? He said, I know why I ain't, because I can't keep my ass out of jail. You know, he did all in all, he did damn near 20, he about 40. So like, literally half his life.
Yeah.
He said, but you and your people, why ain't y'all there yet?
Yeah.
I'm like, because you wasn't the only one making bad decisions.
Right,
but, you know?
Yeah, and that's true.
Cause life
that's
be
so
life,
true, and that's so real. Cause life be fucking life.
Life be life, but we out here, we making it work.
Exactly. We are healthy. We have our own
physically, mentally.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment in its own. Coming, you know, from the fucking blocks we come from, and the fact that life just be life.
Life be life.
But yeah, Apartment 408 is definitely a place that you had to have at least spent one night with us.
If you didn't
to actually understand.
Apartment 408 was even though our journey began like on 18th Street, that's where we met, and that's our relationship got its parameters was on 18th Street. But Apartment 408 is where we, through a lot of bad shit, became adults or who we are. You know, Apartment 408 was shit. I still remember my baby mom looking for me and
knowing where the fuck to
gotta come to Apartment 408.
Knowing where to go first.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was.
And it was like no question. Like you're not calling me and asking me. Now we did do, even though it was like it's Friday, we know where we're gonna be. I did plan stuff. Like we had a pajama party once.
I remember that.
We had a couple game nights. Like
smack.
it was. There were nights when I was like, all right, let's make it something this weekend. Like motherfuckers is gonna be here anyway. Like let's make motherfuckers put on pajamas or like. Let's go buy
I
extra
was the only
games.
actual nigga that wore pajamas.
He was the only guy that wore pajamas. But the girls came and they was acting
so
like
tough,
that.
Yo.
Niggas be so fucking tough. Like you can't put on a fucking flannel. I don't. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. However, we did stuff like, all right, let's make this a game night.
Shout out to all the tough niggas. I love y'all.
Instead of just making it like just because we're gonna be here, let's get some extra games. You know what I mean? Like we just tried to make it some stuff. And I remember one game night, which was probably the most disgusting game night.
Good word for it.
And at Apartment 408, there were many nights or many mornings where we woke up and like had to step over people to like get to the kitchen and stuff. But there was one particular game night.
So Green Corner.
that for me, oh my God, yeah, was that game night?
I don't know.
That takes the cake. No, that was when the John and the guy were like in the bathroom.
Oh, the John and the guy.
Oh my gosh.
That
that game night,
and then somebody take the room too that night, right? Probably a few people.
They were on my floor because I slept in my bed, but I woke up and there were people on my floor. They had sex on the floor, and I was
on the floor of your bedroom while you were
I was in my bed, intoxicated.
And somebody else was in the bathroom.
And somebody was in the bathroom. There were two couples in the hallway. The apartment was huge. It was huge, might I say. It was huge.
I don't know if it was huge, but it was big enough.
It was huge.
Like, I had a few nights on that couch.
Yeah, so yeah, this one game night.
I'm almost empty.
There was this one guy who kind of stood out for everybody. Because he was a newcomer. He had never been to apartment 408 before, but one of my friends, who was actually my ex-boyfriend, but we never had any bad blood. We didn't wake up. We didn't break up. We didn't break
Wait,
up
one of your friends
bad.
Not the guy you're talking about is your ex-boyfriend.
No, the person he came with.
Okay, the person who brought him.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so the guy that bought him was my ex-boyfriend. He was my boyfriend when I got 2 grats. I was 14, he was 16. And he was like my boo. You cannot tell me that we was not gonna end up together. I begged me an older nigga, okay? And he was like so cute.
So you love. Man.
I love, but like yeah, like that was like my start.
That was the start of your
Anyway,
bullshit.
it was the start of my bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway, the breakup wasn't bad. We didn't like hate each other, anything like that. So it was like we were still cool. So now we're out of high school. Motherfuckers done went to college. People that had kids, all kinds of shit. But he was still always so fucking cool. So we invited him to the game night, and he brought a friend. And the friend was absolutely fucking amazing. He fit in so well that my ex-boyfriend had to leave because he had to work really early the next morning or something like that. And the guy, he's like, all right, yo, I'm out. Like, you mean, come on. And he was like, I ain't leaving. Like,
he like, yo, I'm your ride. He like, I'll
figure it out. Yeah, like, I'll figure it out. Like, Uber wasn't a thing.
It wasn't.
You know what I mean? Like, I will figure
bro,
it out.
He felt that 408 was
he got
it.
it.
He came there and he got it. He saw, because it was a gold mine. Like, anybody who didn't, like, because, like, mind you, like, we all still young or whatever, but, like, it's no, like, parental guidance. It was no, like, we had whatever you want. Like, drinks was always
there.
Food
was always there.
Shorties
was always there.
If you was a weed smoker or whatever, like,
you could get the weed.
I remember I had a handle on things without having a handle on things.
Yes.
Like, it was a good time.
It was definitely, you could come to 408 and literally get
whatever you
needed, and like
shit might have been a few perky guys going through the building.
It might have been, and it's
whatever.
crazy because I didn't know that it could have been Yerkes, but I don't
for you to know. It was,
right, and I'm not gonna say it's okay because like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? But it was such a vibe that it was like, damn, if the cops come, nigga, none of us know nothing. I don't know what you talk about, officer. Period.
Oh, it was definitely like completely illegal in there. Like, I don't think
because I was 19 and we were having fucking parties with bottles on bottles on bottles of alcohol.
Yeah, and it was
my apartment.
And it was almost like a modest orgy, like at least every
3 weeks. So that game night, it was not modest. I don't think that orgy was modest.
It wasn't.
That game, that's why that one kind of sticks out to me, because with the newcomer, right? We're gonna call him the newcomer. That's hilarious. But with the newcomer, it was something about him that kind of like, I don't know, for me, like, he made it official. Like, literally, people can come in here and just feel.
Bro was gang though.
And he was there for like 2 hours before my ex-boyfriend had to leave, and he was like, I'm not leaving. Like, I'll really figure out how to get home, but this shit is lit. And we had all of the deep conversations that we always have, and we played all of the games that we planned to play on that game night. And
me and cousin always had the religion conversation first.
Yes.
And then from there, it could have been anything, like politics. If we could have been, we'd be talking about like the block and politics. We talking about religion and strippers. Like it was just always
no holds barred.
No holds
and
barred.
Another thing that I really liked about it, and what I do want to say, like as an introduction to the podcast, because it's episode 1, we are very, very open-minded, though we are both very opinionated as well.
You think I'm opinionated?
I do, and
quick.
our
Finish the sentence.
Our experiences have taught us different things and it provided new opinions and new outlooks and things like that. So what I'll ask of our viewers,
what's your ask, not me?
Yes, he doesn't ask that. We discussed this a little bit, but what I do ask of our viewers and of our listeners is that you listen to the conversation in its entirety, because what I did learn in Apartment 408 was we will have a conversation and Tom will say something and I'll be like, pussy, what? Like, but you allow him to speak and you gain clarification. Yeah. Also understanding
you still might not agree with it, but you can see that it's not from malice. It's an opinion. It's you're gaining understanding why even though it's my opinion, I'm gaining understanding why you're gaining understanding. Like
right.
it was always a conversation. Like it was
nobody ever argued at Apartment 408.
One
thing that I will say, first of all, I'm loud.
You're the loudest.
I'm loud. Okay, I'm loud. But it's food. But we got loud. You know what I mean? Like people raised their voices, but it never turned into an argument. It was passionate, but it wasn't disrespectful ever. Like ever.
Even when it got disrespectful, it was disrespectful good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was like
nobody ever, no matter how much went around, right? Like there might have been yerkies in the apartment. It was definitely marijuana being sold. Like we were underage drinking. All of these things were like kids being kids. It was like a college frat house or something. Like
we had a fucking frat house.
It was like a college frat house. However, nobody was harmed during the festive ever. Like ever.
No children were harmed during the taping of this.
Right. But there was never, ever at a time where niggas had to take that shit outside or bitch don't come back here. Like that was never. Even if it was your first time coming into 408. It was like you caught a vibe and you're welcome back. Nothing ever got bad.
Even I've checked a nigga or two here or whatever. Like it was never no. Like I said, it was never no malice. Like when people came there, they already understood there was no malice and there's no malice intent in anything that we're doing. This is just pure fun. We're having fun, and your type of fun might not be our type of fun. So you might not want to come back, but it was never like, oh no, don't bring me in.
Yeah.
No, I was like, no, we out here just having fun, and it's no holds barred. Whatever you want to do is what you want to do. Now, if you want to,
What I didn't allow in Apartment 408 was shoes. Okay? And motherfuckers had to be...
She don't like shoes nowhere. I'm sick of it.
And you had to be very careful with your red wine on my carpet. Those were the rules. You want to drink red wine and you already tipping the fuck over in my apartment, take your ass to the kitchen where there's fucking tile or whatever the fuck they had on the floor.
And I really like shoes. That's like my favorite thing.
Yes, he's a shoe nigga, but you gonna take them shoes off when you walk into my door, okay? It was like that in Apartment 408, and it's like that at my house now.
No, but we're not at your house right now. We're in Apartment 408.
We are in Apartment 408. The podcast. That's a good one. But that home that I purchased, you take your shoes off.
Yeah.
You don't want to take your shoes off. I have booties in my closet. So before you walk past
that part, I don't like that part because that was never presented to me in the last 15 years. But now all of a sudden, you want to do.
Well, you know what? Because I own a house, right? So my thing is, this is my carpet to take.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is my carpet to take care of. When I have plumbers and shit like that having to come in the house. Now, I will say, some of the people look at me and they see that I come to the door with no shoes on and they say, oh, you need me to take my shoes off? And some of them do just take their shoes right off. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, I'm like, oh, here's a set of booties and you can put them on. So it's not really for...
I get why you do it. I'm just saying, like, I have a lot of nice shoes and I feel like...
He can't flex his fit.
Yeah, like,
at my house.
The fit usually is the shoes start to fit, but then I just put shit on. Now I don't got the shoe on, and motherfuckers like, oh, those
look regular.
Those polo socks. Like, that's all I get.
I got fresh black Nike.
Yeah, like I might as well be wearing black forces for all that.
But
like.
not black forces. Buy printed socks. I don't know what to tell you.
First
Anyway,
I was printed socks. Whoa.
you were, but that was the only thing that wasn't allowed in apartment 408. Okay, shoes and
bad vibes.
And bad vibes. Yeah.
Everything
And please be careful on my carpet. I had all the carpet cleaner in the world. And if you spilled, you need to dab this motherfucker right the fuck. I don't care how drunk you is, bitch. Get up and dab. Okay? So.
You don't rub. You blot that shit.
You blot that shit. My nigga, don't pull that and dab. We got a little sidetracked, but what we were initially discussing was that game night that stood out to me.
Okay.
And just that the guy didn't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of just solidified for me, like, this shit really is a vibe. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't set out to be that, right? Like, I just wanted to live on my own because I had a child and I wanted to grow up. Like, I felt like I wanted to grow up. So I did. I moved out. And it just became this place of, like, this is just where you go.
Mm-hmm. It was our cheers at the time.
Yeah.
Even though, like, cause even like, I was still on my bullshit. So like, even like our Friday nights, I'll be at my situation or whatever. Then I come fuck with y'all, and I might even dip for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Cause it's things that need to be done, but I'm still gonna come back.
Yeah. It was definitely
cheers.
It was definitely cheers. It was definitely giving cheers vibes. You just had to be there. So, we give all of this, right, and like this crazy, wild account. We didn't really get into depth. We said the word orgy with an S, so you guys know that there were multiple orgies in apartment 408, which is like, it's not a flex.
We're flexible.
We're flexible.
It's definitely not a flex.
It's definitely not a flex, but it just shows the amount of comfort that there was in there. Like,
I'm slightly ashamed of myself, but.
And you know what's crazy? I be sleep.
And you did go to sleep a lot.
Have at it. I'd be sleep. But I knew that my spot was in good hands with Tom, our best friend, and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like if they were there and I'm like, you know what? I'm calling it a fucking night. It wasn't like because I'm calling it a night, now everybody has to go. You guys continue to enjoy yourselves. Lock the door. If I wake up to an empty house, and I wake up to an empty house, if I wake up and I have to step over people, which is what happened majority of the time, then that's okay too. And I would wake up, and it literally, like we said before, was like, once I'm up, the very next person that gets up with me, they're like, all right, like, so, like, hand me a trash bag. It was like automatic, which made it just like,
yeah, we gonna clean up, we gonna get this breakfast started, we all gonna take a few drinks so we ain't hung over.
Yeah, like,
and then we gonna leave, and we might be back Saturday.
Yeah, like, we might come back on Saturday. Or we got plans, but we definitely back next Friday. It was like a ritualistic. That's where you was going Friday, period.
So much so that even after our situation or whatever, and then what would you call it? Our separation period.
Hiatus.
Your hiatus.
Yeah.
When things got back to what it used to be.
Yeah, every Friday.
Yeah, Friday night is still
the night.
Yeah, up. It ain't what it used to be.
Right, yeah, because we are grown.
Yeah, niggas,
right?
And we realized it was fun times, but we were drawing. When you really think back, you like just the fact that we made it out of that shit, just like.
Woo! No extra babies were made. Babies might have been.
Edit point.
No,
I'm joking.
Maybe.
I didn't make any babies.
But you are
100% right.
okay. He's right. Then we know.
I said what I said.
And he's right. Whatever the fuck he said is what he said. And it is what you said. Period. No babies.
No babies.
No babies.
No babies, baby. Niggas is not gonna like us.
Oh my god, they're gonna love us. But we say all of that to say, as wild as Apartment 408 was, everything that came from it is a part of who we are today. And it helped to
cultivate.
It helped to just cultivate so many connections and bonds and like thought processes and patience and just everything. Like, you look at people different. If you ever spent, let's say, just you came over one random Friday, never had been to my apartment. It was people. I was a medical assistant when I started. When I moved into apartment 4, it was my first medical assistant job that I got, which is why I couldn't, move in on moving day. But that pajama party that we had, I invited people from medical assistant school, and they had came that one time, and it was always like, Lex, let me know when you're doing something else. Like, please let me know when you're doing something else. And I'm like, after 6 p.m. on any Friday fucking night. Like, legit, like, hit the fucking buzzer.
Yeah, it wasn't. You ain't even. You come over there. Ain't no point in calling because you know we gonna be.
We gonna be
up.
there. It was
gonna
just
be up.
And it really was like.
I missed a few, but not many.
Not, but when like a few means 3.
Yeah.
He fucking means a few. But.
I mean, because I was the hostess with the mostest.
With the most. It was like, oh, Tom, I got out of work late. I'm going home. And then people would like want me to cook and shit. Like, so I'm going home, but I got to go to the market. Then I got to pick Bo up. And then I got to start cooking because fucking...
A few times.
My ass for barbecue chicken and fucking green beans. So it's like, all right, I'm going to cook this or whatever, but I'm going to buy like a fucking case of chicken so I can make a bunch of chicken. And then I know motherfuckers don't be eating green beans, but all night we going to have chicken. So, Tom, can you get... It was like you knew you had to be prepared for Friday night. Even if no fucking body called me throughout the entire day, I still need bottles here by 7 p.m.
I was bottles full though.
Like, I needed bottles there by 7 p.m. No fucking question. So, it definitely...
My cup is really empty.
Mine is empty too. My glass is empty. But...
You don't want any more break, right?
Not really. Or you could go get the bottles and then we could show them how to make a drink. But it definitely just it really did grow our bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Tighter, stronger, more intense, and it made us who we are today. Like, I feel like I am as open-minded as I am right now because of the conversations that were had in Apartment 408.
Most definitely, because like I still to the day, like, I mean, majority of like the black male community is like homophobic, like, and that shit don't move me like that. Probably because of
Apartment 408.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because it was definitely gays coming into my apartment. Everybody was welcome. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't care who. None of that mattered to nobody that was in there. It was Friday.
And that's probably where I really learned to love hoes. I thought they're like the best people in the world.
Hoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're definitely the funnest. No, but not even like that. I'm saying like just like hoes are open-minded people.
Yes. I agree with that because like I'm a hoe. Like, bitch, what you going? I'm not saying I'm a hoe. I'm just saying like I'm a hoe.
Yeah,
I'm open to all of this. Like, what else you got for me? So yo, Apartment 408, it was the shit. So the little, very tweet bit background story. I was raised Christian. Christian as fuck.
Christian's food.
I was raised Christian as fuck. As Christian as the movies say. Like 7 days a week in church, 5 days a week.
And that's it. I just was raised.
And he was just raised. Right. But I was raised Christian as fuck. I took Shahada. And my name was Amina. I had changed my entire everything. And then in that
Your name about to change on my phone now. I forgot you was Amina.
I took Shahada April 17th of 2016.
That was only 6 years ago?
I took Shahada April 17th, 2016. I had both my children at that point. And now...
Did August ever wear a kufi?
Never. And now I have no religion.
Why don't you have a religion?
Because I don't want one. But... And what?
You realize that I'm right and I'm smart and...
It wasn't a realization of his understanding. And then, see, conversations like this is why I tell you guys to just bear with us. We're not going to get deep into this. This is a scheduled topic. But all of that went on in that building, in apartment 408. It will change you. And I'm not saying in a bad way. And I'm not saying that, oh, apartment 408 took me away from Christianity and it snatched me from Islam. There was so much to discuss and discover and to open up to and to realize. Being in that apartment forced me to ask questions. My father's a pastor. My mom has been in the church literally from the day she was conceived. And I would ask them questions and I always went back to that. I was Christian as fuck. Okay? But the conversations that were had in apartment 408.
My parents Baptist.
This Christian.
I forgot, yeah.
The conversations that were had in apartment 408 will force you to converse and ask more questions. And when my questions couldn't be answered, that was a problem to me. So it was no manipulation. It was just like we discussed it on such a deep level that it was like, no, you know what? Actually, I never got that from a sermon. I never got that in Bible study. I never actually got that answer from my mom just having conversations with us in the house. And my mom, when I say golden, when we say golden, I mean fucking golden. Okay? She's so transparent and just amazing woman. Yeah, she could be a guest maybe one day.
I don't claim too many. Well, I'm an adult now myself, but back then, I was taught how devious adults are with children. So I wasn't like I wasn't raised with all that. Oh, these your uncles, these your. I wasn't raised like that. But your mom was one of the only people. It's a couple. I'm not gonna say she's the only. Right. But that I like she adopted me, and I was completely fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of my folks, they were, oh, it's my nephew. No, I mean.
Yeah.
But when your mom say that's my son,
I'm her son.
Yeah.
And then what?
I'm son. and what?
But
I got a screen door to put up in a few weeks.
You do. He has to put my mom's screen door in. Call this nigga if you need some shit done.
I'm not a screen door.
Not a bunch of shit done. Just
I'm not a screen door installer.
He's doing mine too. I just gotta buy the door. He is an electrician and he didn't agree to it, but we talked about it. Anyway, I gave y'all that background of like finding religion, losing religion. Just to show you how open-minded and how free of a space apartment 408 was for us. And then just to, kind of tidbit into how free of a space we hope that this podcast is. And to just bear with us. Some conversations I already know
all opinions are welcome.
All opinions are welcome. So when we start getting into the comments and reading and replying and things like that nature, understand that we don't just say like, oh yeah, that comment, we're going to talk about that. It's going to be discussed and it's going to be appropriated and it's going to be all of these things before we bring them back to you. And I'm not saying that we're going to criticize it, but because of how open-minded we are and how just like free spirited we are kind of too, it's going to be a discussion.
All opinions are welcome. Disrespect is not tolerated.
Period. I will block you. Like he said, all opinions welcome. Disrespect is not tolerated. I don't disrespect a single soul. Your opinion is your opinion. I don't judge people or mark anybody as a bad person.
Yeah, but
you are who you are, and it's not on me to judge you. But you're not going to disrespect me.
Yeah, and I'm with all the shits.
All the shits. Okay? That little bitch still lives somewhere in me.
That little bitch is still in you.
The bitch is still in me. However, I've definitely suppressed her to live a more full life.
Yeah. And I've been a sweet angel my whole life. So.
Sure. So I think our last little thing to discuss on this episode was why are you you and why are we?
Start.
So why am I?
I.
I am I. I am I. Because of my experiences and my forgiving, I'm very forgiving and I'm very empathetic. And I'm me just because I was allowed to be me.
I can see that.
I had the space from a child. My mom didn't hold us back from anything. We were us. And even to this day, we do wild shit even now. You know what I mean? Like, we're still people, we're still human, we're still growing. And when we do stuff, it's love and support at all angles. And I owe a big credit of who I am to my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about me and my personality at any point was ever suppressed. By my...
And you got her face.
By my mother, I have her face. But yeah, so that plays a big part. And then the allowance to be me. My mom never intruded. And even when my mom came over for game nights at Apartment 408, we hosted one of my mom's birthday parties one Friday night at Apartment 408. And that shit was fucking lit. She got the experience of Apartment 408 because even though it was like her, my aunt, her husband.
Yeah, but
we had cooked for them, but the people that came over on Friday night still fucking came. Yeah. They were still allowed to come.
It wasn't as turned because we seemed like
we were like being
respectful. The respect level of it all.
Yeah, the respect level of it all. However,
everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome in Apartment 408. So that allowance to be me when I was a very young child, and then that allowance to continue to just be me, make all of the mistakes I needed to make, be an adult, even though my mom at the time, I don't believe that she felt like I was ready, but she wasn't going to hold me back at any point. Having that allowance and just being is why I am who I am. I fucked up so much. And I have so many accomplishments that I am like, I'm literally a fucking scale. Like, bitch, tipping some shit fucked up. Okay? But there are other places that I just excel. And it kind of evens it out. And I'm me because nobody has taken away from either end of that. You fuck up, I still love you. You excel, and I praise you. And I support you. And when I fall and break my knee, or I get a boo-boo on my knee, is somebody there to kiss it. I owe that credit to Time. I owe it to my mom, our other best friend, and my sister, just the people who have always loved me. Nobody, I have one person in my life who really did not want me to just be me. However, I had enough people in my life who supported the fuck up that I naturally am.
Yes, you was a fuck up.
So much so that I am who I am because of it, and I'm a great fucking person. So I am because of it.
I must agree.
Okay. So why are you you?
To piggyback off of what you were saying,
excuse me,
I truly believe I'm this impeccable nigga.
Say that.
No, my dad, bro. Like, I've never, ever, I don't think I'll ever find like another nigga as ill as him. Like, my dad was. I've never met a nigga who cared more, but was still so hard. Yo, like, my pop, like,
yeah,
he demands.
Big Papa the one.
Yeah, like, just his presence demands
And he's
respect.
fine.
His presence always demands respect, but you can't find nobody who can say, well, I don't know about his past, you know, because, like, he was a gully nigga,
Yeah,
too.
I was about to say wild past.
But in today's world, you cannot find an individual who won't praise my dad. Like, cause, like, my dad was the type nigga who, your friend, his sneakers dirty, whatever. I'm taking y'all to go get sneakers. Like, not even on no, like, just on some braggadocio shit. Cause my dad is a post office worker. Like, he was having it, but he wasn't having it like that. Like, so, like, but it was still like, he not gonna like, oh, this nigga I don't like is hungry. I'm gonna feed him, cause no man should be hungry. But then he also was, you don't fuck with him. He's never been a nigga to fuck with. So, like, that's always been like my I guess my compass. Like, I saw him, and I really think it more so is because my dad aged. I grew up in this gully era, but I was raised by a nigga who had morals that long past were forgotten. They were forgotten a long time ago. Like, I because of who my dad was, like, I've been a nigga, like, I've not taken the fight or been in a fight, not because I was scared to fight the nigga, because, like, I didn't feel like I would get nothing out of it. I mean,
yeah.
He was a nigga who, I still remember, like it was yesterday. This was probably 25 years ago. No. Whatever year You Got Served came out. This is how crazy it was. I'm sitting in front of watching You Got Served, and it was a scene when they was playing basketball or whatever, and one of them niggas was going on a date, but he ain't had no bread. And his man went his sock, like, this is my last $20, you can have this. And I was like, what? My last $20? My pop stopped that joint. He's like, if that's your man, like, that's your family, then they can have your last. If they need it, then they need it. And that shit always resonate with me. And that's why, like, till today, like, I go broke over over the people I love. That's everybody. That come family, friends, girl, like, whatever. Like, so, like, I think his moral compass built who I am. So, like, I'm a 19. I think I'm a 1970s nigga being in. And that's why. 2022. Yeah. But I still got the experience of 2022. So, like, I think that's why I am who I am. Yeah. And then, like, my brothers, dope niggas. Probably because my dad, but my sister, dope nigga. Yeah. You saying dope nigga, but dope. You saying? And on top of that, my mom was not raised in the most loving of environments, and I know that. But she's never not loved us. Even with, like, we went through so much shit. Me and my mom, you know, we bump heads constantly. But my mom has never, ever not loved me.
Right.
And, like, I feel like that type of love being in the era, the place we grew up in, whatever. So I got the streets. I'm saying, well,
a hood ass nigga with a 2-parent household and them parents is still together. Beautiful thing.
Them niggas love me. I'm not a hood ass nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood.
Nigga from the hood grew up in a 2-parent household. It's a beautiful thing. You do get.
Yeah, like, and that's one. Even though, like I said, me and my daughter and mom not together. That's why I would never be a not around dad, because like, even though people like, oh no, you can raise a good kid by yourself. You can, but like why would you choose the morals or the
guidance?
Yeah, the guidance that they can get from that. Yeah, you don't gotta be together, but the guidance they can get from two
co-parents,
healthy adults. It means something different, bro.
Heavy on a healthy.
Because I made a ton of fucking bad decisions in my life. But I know I'm a lot better off because I had my mom and my dad. You know? Like, they was different. They different. They different, so I'm different. So I'm an impeccable nigga because I was raised by an impeccable nigga and his baby mom.
And his baby mom. I was raised by an impeccable nigga and his baby mom. That's hilarious.
I said what I said.
I'm shocked right now.
Or wife, whatever you want to call her.
Okay. Okay.
This is empty. I don't like
It
that.
is, and you keep picking it up. We'll make 2 glasses next episode, so or we'll just bring it all down and be prepared to make more.
And we're gonna buy a table.
We're gonna buy a table. That is on the list. We need a table. I wanted to put a side table over there anyway.
That still was broken.
You gotta pee again?
I got a baby bladder now.
Why are we? And he has to wee. Those 2 explanations of why I'm me and why you are you just kind of sum up why we're we. So we are we because I didn't have to say we twice the second time. So we are we because you can't leave out the hall. Because of what makes us individuals, and Tom said that he never judged me, which is a big deal for me, because judgment don't sit well with me. Also, I don't like to be the fuck judged. Like, don't judge me, bitch.
That's the same thing. Judgment don't sit well with me, and I don't like to be the fuck judged.
Well,
it's
no, it's not. Because me personally not liking to be judged and judgment not sitting well with me is shame. I'm not judging another motherfucker neither. I don't think that you should judge a motherfucker. Nobody else should judge nobody. Okay. I'm not going to judge nobody, and don't fucking judge me. People are people, and I think a good example of that, so we started watching The Ultimatum today, and I think a very good example of that was when we were... No, I stopped it. We were watching, and something happened in the episode, and we was like, oh, that's some nut ass shit. Like, what the fuck? Why would they say that? And then, like, the other people on the show was kind of like responding too. But then Nick Lachey and his wife, who are the hosts of The Ultimatum, had said, we have to keep in mind that this is a very high, accelerated process with very intense feelings, and the responses could be a little wild. So my thing is, and I'll say this, I say this all the time. Like, people be like, oh, if that happened to me, I woulda. I'm not a I woulda type bitch.
I hate that.
I sit in it, right? Like, if I have to sit in a scenario for a second, I'll be like, maybe I could have da-da-da-da-da. But I'll never say I would have, because you can only respond in the moment that it happens. And I understand that for people.
I say that I would have often, but it don't. But I feel wholeheartedly. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, like your response can be completely different. You don't know. You can look. You have time to think about it when it's not you.
Exactly.
Right? Like, if something happens to somebody, you can be like, oh no, I'm not going for that shit.
I'm a couldn't be me ass nigga. But when you really have the conversation, I say it all the time also. You don't know until you're there. You don't know until you're there.
So the fact that he's never judged me, and it's just been like,
I mean,
you my mans in them, and I'm gonna tell you when you fucking drawing.
Always. Not gonna judge you, but I'm gonna let you know.
I'm gonna let you know that I think this is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
No, stupid as fuck.
Stupid as fuck. But I'm still gonna be there for you, and I'm still gonna have your back, and I'll hold your hand, and I'll pick you up off the floor if you need me to after you bust your fucking ass.
Even when you do things I tell you not to do, and you bust your ass.
And I do it anyway, he still picks me up afterwards. So, to me, the no judgment thing, it stands out. And not to say, like, I'm this reckless ass fucking bitch, and I'm gonna do whatever, and I need a motherfucker that's gonna be down for whatever. Bars.
No, if you book.
Right. But, just to say that, and as much as I feel like I fucked up, I've grown, you know what I mean? Like, all of these things, and I know that even when I fall short, I have a best friend. It's really, really, really enlightening and eye-opening to have a male best friend. He fucking helps, okay? Because these niggas be niggering. But he's definitely like a sound mind, a judgment-free zone. And that just makes me very comfortable with us being we. Like, we can be we because I can be me, so that there can be a very comfortable we. Add to my we.
Yeah, like I said, I was once again the. I don't know. 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 way we were raised. Like I was loved unconditionally, so I've known how to love unconditionally, and I'm not that good at relationships, but I still, even with them, I love unconditionally. I will never let your actions dictate my love.
Mm-hmm.
That's just who I've always been. Like, even like I love you from afar, I'm still gonna love you. I'm gonna be there, like whatever.
And that's healthy.
If I chose this, I chose it.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like we both had that understanding with each other. Cause I'll be on my bullshit too, and like I'm mentally not always balanced. Let's call it that. So when I need to like disappear for the week or like you've always been like a person who's like, all right, boom. I know I can go to Lex's crib, whatever. If I'm not in my talkative nigga mood, I don't gotta fucking talk. I can just be here. I can be together alone.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I want to be on my bullshit, like when I'm rambling,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna ramble with me. Like you saying, you've always been there. You and the third.
Mm-hmm.
They said I don't name names, but
We have yet to mention her.
Yeah.
I'll say yet because the bitch won't come up.
yeah, she gonna probably be in the next
I was
episode.
about to say.
Because we already know, it was already discussed. We can't have nothing without her,
We can't have shit.
and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all are some. For y'all,
Finish your weed.
not
This
to
is about
me,
us.
y'all some needy bitches. So,
Finish. This is about us.
and so I feel like y'all always been understanding of my I guess call it my Gemini,
Yeah.
y'all
Whatever space you need to be in at that time is the space you're allowed to be in at that time.
yeah, so I think that's why we and we like I said, y'all be on your bullshit like I be my bullshit. I really be on bullshit, but I be on like the good bullshit. Yeah. I come on. All right, you know what I'm saying by good bullshit?
Explain good bullshit.
I'm not out here killing and robbing. I like hooly shit. I wouldn't do it. Safe. Like, yeah.
I love hooly.
What you mean?
The term, just the term hooly.
Like I want to be like I be in the streets. I'm not in the streets. Like I play in the streets. Like I jump off the porch, but I stay on the curb. Like you saying?
It's healthy.
Yeah.
We got shit to lose.
A lot of shit.
Actually, going in the street is dangerous.
Yeah. There be cars out there.
Yes, it be cars out there, and that shit is dangerous, and we got kids and shit, so we need to stay.
We got kids and shit.
Curb. At this point, I feel like I'm a stupid bitch.
You a stupid kid?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a curb nigga.
You're still a curb nigga, and that's fine, but I'm a stupid bitch.
That's cool. You can see what's going on in the street.
Yeah, definitely. And bitch, I don't never want to not see what's going on.
So,
If I stop being a stupid bitch, I'm going to be a porch bitch. And if I stop being a porch bitch, I'm playing the window.
I was about to say you going to peek out the window?
I'm still playing the window.
I'm a curb nigga. Like, I don't be in the streets, but I can play king ball. You see,
yes.
I curb ball. Like, I can say,
curb that ball.
I can go across the street.
Yeah, I definitely, and it's not to say, like, I only want to clarify because for a second it kind of sounded like we're never growing up. But at the same token, it's just like a part of who we are. And you don't have to give up everything that you are as you elevate in life.
Mm-hmm.
You still are who you are.
Yeah.
And I love how I came up. And I wouldn't be me if I wasn't on fucking Bouvier Street and available to 18th Street.
Exactly.
And then had the opportunities to live at apartment 408 because apartment 408 was not fucking far from 18th and Erie.
Not far at all.
We could walk. Yeah, we could walk.
I did. When my car got banged out, I was like, I'm not staying back on 18th Street. I'm sticking with this shit.
Yeah,
it was cold outside. I put my dicky set on.
I remember on numerous occasions. Yeah,
I'm walking.
Yeah. So yeah, like just those areas and being raised there, it's like you grow to love it, right? Like you don't love the things that come from it.
But you love the people that come from it.
But you love the people that come from it.
It's not the situations create the people, so you love, that's why you end up like loving the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But our people, we're so resilient, and we found love and laughter and so much pain that like you can't not love it.
Can't not love it. Yeah.
Like how you don't love this? How you don't love us?
But yeah, I think that's
So
exactly.
I feel like that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Episode 1. That was a good one.
Thanks for coming to Apartment 408. You're welcome back next week.
You're welcome back next week. Friday, nigga. Friday, nigga. Till next Friday.